My mother was a single mom, and when I was a boy, she suffered from crippling anxiety. It wasn't until years later that I would realize how that affected me.
You know, we never talked about it in our house, and there was a lot to talk about. Tonight, I'm talking about it. No more stigma.
After the death of my mother, I was hospitalized 4 times in the psychiatric ward. I thought each time that I would never get out. That was in '98. I've been out of the hospital ever since then.
It's frustrating and disheartening when I talk to people who don't suffer from depression like I do, who think that simple things like taking a shower or brushing your teeth every day is easy. It's not for me. Hi, I'm Kira.
I'm Laura Ann.
My name is Lily.
My name is Chad.
Hola, soy Tina Maria.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Good evening. My name's Carla.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And my name is Randy, and welcome to our performance this evening. All these little reminders sets the scene. For Lindsay, let's watch.
Hey, you're a woman. You don't get to talk. You don't get to solve
Anxiety.
No, it's okay. Shut up. All of it. Okay.
Really clean. We have new members that we're training from scratch, right? New artists. So we need as much rehearsal time as we can get.
I said, sure, I'd be interested, because I wanted a project to succeed. I'm there to support CityView because CityView has been there for me. And so one day Randy came in. I told my story to Village Playback Theater that day, and they played it back so well the way I did it, and I started to cry. At the same time I was smiling. They got it so accurately, and I wanted to help somebody else do that one day, to kind of get out those feelings, When my mom died, she and I had a very close relationship. I kind of lost my identity the second she died. It was like, where am I? What am I doing? I don't know my purpose. I thought the TV was talking to me. I thought the radio was telling me I'm winning contests and things. And then I started to curse really bad. Eventually my grandmother would tell me when I was stable and outside of the hospital that she'd never heard such fine cussing in her life. Somebody called an ambulance because they heard all the fine cussing I was doing. And I was taken to the emergency room, the psychiatric emergency room. It took 11 years before they finally found something that kind of just made me feel better. But this has been 23 years now. It's not happy, it's not sad, it's more something in the middle. But I must admit, some days are just like this, where it's like that. Yeah.
Great structure of that piece, musically. Yeah.
There's a great need with regards to people's perceptions of selves and the public's perception of people with mental illness. We know that people aren't allowed to talk about this. I mean, they can't talk about it amongst their friends, they can't talk about it in schools, they can't talk about it at work. What would happen if we invited a conversation? And could this possibly have some impact in lessening that grip that we have? We can actually increase the invitation for audiences to trust us, to tell us things that they may not share with other people, and to provide not just an intimate and trusting environment, but also a performative one.
And we're gonna breathe in, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3. And back.
I think thing that everybody does is you point to all of your partners on stage and simultaneously say, I got your back, I got your back, I got your back. Because everybody is supporting one another.
I got you back, I got you back, I got you back, I got you back, I got you back.
It's challenging doing improvisation, especially the type that we're doing, because we're talking about ourselves. And it's a challenge at times to talk about ourselves in a real and engaging way, as opposed to in a performative way. When you get on stage, the most important focus is that you're focused in your center, yeah? It's a part of elevating that level of engagement. We're good.
Okay, great.
Have a great show.
Have a great show. So one of the things we know about stigma is that words matter. The words that we use in our day-to-day matter. So my question to you is, what word do we need to teach our society to stop using?
Retarded.
Retarded. Okay, I don't think anyone can argue with that. Retarded. For Anita, is that right? Yes.
I don't know what's wrong with you, so retarded.
Slow. You're slow.
Retarded.
Dude, I just say you're fucking dumb.
Not normal.
You're retarded. You're fucking dumb. That's what it means, right?
No, I get to decide. Retarded.
Sure.
Me? No.
What's the big deal? I don't understand. What's the big deal? You're all
No, it's you. I'm okay.
whatever.
Other words, we're relationship building and building a sense of trust and intimacy so that when we get to that larger point, when we ask somebody who'd like to share a longer story about your relationship with mental illness, we already have their trust, which we work really hard to get.
Once you get a mental illness, you don't feel so well. And I didn't feel so well. I felt more otherly. And to hear them say any kind of struggles or that they knew of people with struggles kind of made me feel like, wow, I can melt a little, you know, and not feel so iced out of things. Stigma, it makes people feel guilty and ashamed. It's something almost like superstition. It's not contagious. You can't get it. You can't get mental illness from just associating with somebody. I haven't told any of my neighbors. I've told them about this project, but I haven't told any of my neighbors what's wrong with me, except for one. I'm sure a lot of them will think of me differently, you know, with the stigma mind, but I'm almost at the point, not quite, where I just don't care anymore. I'm almost 60 years old, you know, so it's like at a point where, so what? You know, I have a mental illness, so what?
Stopping stigma begins now and begins with us. Thank you very much for being here.